What's going on, guys? Nice guy driver. A lot of you are in the comments talking about it's January, it's slow season. As if I don't understand that. I understand it's January. I understand it's slow season. But come March, April, June, July, things are not going to get much better for the average Uber or Lyft driver. At least not in my area. At least not in Connecticut. Things are not going to get much better. But on the upside, I will say overall in the country, I feel like things are slightly getting better. Obviously, the biggest one people point out is New York. The district attorney got that, what was it, $328 million back for the New York drivers, but you still got to put in a claim. So if you're a New York driver, you might want to get on that. You ain't getting that money if you don't put in your claim. So you have to show your losses. And some of those losses could be back pay. So there is changes. I'm here in Minnesota. Off the top of my head, there are other places. There are other states working on the right legislation to get Uber and Lyft drivers fair wages. However, that's overall in the long term, meaning that the average Uber driver, at least in my state, we are simply oversaturated. Everybody's coming to gig economy. So what I started doing is I'm starting to look at some other apps outside of the mainstream gig economy. And I'm hearing there are some delivery apps. They're mostly in the Midwest. I'm looking for the right company in Connecticut. Hopefully I'll find a delivery company, but supposedly there's companies that will let you use your car, your minivan, your box truck, your Sprinter van to do deliveries and on average make more money than Uber and Lyft. But the people that are, I noticed the people that are on these apps, they're not telling the masses. And I think this is why. Let's say I find a company that's amazing. They actually pay me $100 to go deliver normal size packages, say 20 minutes away. I come on the channel. I start telling all you guys about it. A lot of you guys that watch me are from Connecticut. What happens? We have another saturation issue. So it's almost our fault. And somebody mentioned this in the comments. Somebody said the problem is a lot of you YouTubers are telling everybody when something good comes out, everybody floods the market, and now it makes it hard for everybody else. And I gotta kind of agree. I gotta kind of agree with that statement, because now that everybody knows that Uber and Lyft is out here and we used to make good money, the new drivers don't know how bad it is out here. They're new. So the minute somebody loses their job at a fast food job or your retail job, or even sometimes on a higher paying job, they come to Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and try to supplement their losses. It doesn't cover their whole loss, but it kind of stops the bleeding. And what does that do? Create saturation out here for all of us. And now, here we are in January. It wasn't this slow last January. I was out here, guys. It was slow, don't get me wrong. I don't even think it started really picking up till like March. But it's even slower than that. And you gotta remember, Uber and Lyft trying their best to not pay the drivers fairly. So what happens is now we're all out here on this trip radar, which I can't stand it. I can't stand that instead of giving the driver around the corner the ride like they're supposed to, they give it to the driver that takes the cheapest offer. And I witnessed this. I dropped off a passenger one day and I hesitated a little bit, and they were going to a used car dealership, and I guess the lady wasn't smart enough to call ahead. She has me drop her off. I see her looking in the window. They're closed. So I was like, just order the ride back home and I'll see if I get it and take you back home. Uber doesn't operate like that anymore. The people are sitting in my car. I want you to really think about this, because just a year ago, this wasn't the case for me. The people are in my car. They will order a trip back to their house. They're sitting in my car. It gives it to another driver that's a few minutes away. Why? Because that driver will take a lower offer than I will. Scammers. Just last year, I would say probably 8 out of 10 times, if somebody's sitting in your car and you order a trip, it would go to you first. And then if you didn't take it, then Trip Radar. Now it just goes to Trip Radar. They want to give the lowest offer possible. And the stupid thing that Lyft does, which is their version of Trip Radar, where you got to like click it on the map and it'll tell you no longer available. That's even worse than Trip Radar, in my opinion. It's even worse. So not only is the market saturated, but they're pitting driver versus driver. So now the few decent rides out here, we're in a bidding war to get them. So I don't want to hear, oh, this is January, this is slow season. This crap is going to be going on in June and July at the peak of the season. I don't know if those are the two peak of the season, but it seems to be for me. June, July, August, it might slow down a little bit. No, it was slow during the summer vacation. I will say that. During that vacation when the kids were out of school, it was slow too last year. I'm anticipating it being even slower this year than it was last year when the kids are on summer vacation. Even slower, because now we're saturated the market. We flooded the market, especially on Uber side. That's the only reason why I think I get more offers on Lyft lately, is because there's less Lyft drivers in my area. I wouldn't say even overall in Connecticut. Probably just in my area, there's more Uber drivers. And then you get these people that, well, go get a job. Why do we become rideshare drivers? What is the number one reason why people become rideshare drivers? It's not the pay anymore. It's the flexibility. And I need the flexibility. Some of you will be like, well, you don't really need the flexibility. I don't. But the way my life works, the flexibility works for me and still allows me to do other things and create other income doing other things. If I go get even a part-time job, what I notice in the retail space anyway, probably in fast food as well, when you go get a part-time job, what they'll do is they'll give you these weird hours that take up your whole day, but only 2 days a week. So it makes it hard for you to go get a full-time job or another part-time job to supplement the hours you're not getting there because they want to have you on a Tuesday and Wednesday, 6 hours a day, just those 2 days, and then the rest of the week you're off. So now you try to go get another part-time job. The part-time job wants you to work Monday through, they say that they might want you to work Monday through Thursday, for example. And you got to tell them, no, I can't work Tuesday and Wednesday because I got another job. That second job doesn't want to hear that. They want your priority to be them. So this is a common problem in the market. Nobody wants to hire full-time. They want to hire part-time, but they want to give you these hours that aren't flexible enough to get 2 part-time jobs. So now you're left with, and there's just not the reason why they're not giving full-time is they don't want to pay benefits. It's really simple. But this causes a problem for everybody that is trying to get, say, maybe 2 part-time jobs or 1 full-time job and a part-time job. They're not trying to be flexible. Everybody's selfish. They want you to be their priority. And I get it. You gotta look at, if you were their employer, how they look. So being in the gig world, you can have the flexibility of leaving your part-time job or only working Tuesday and Wednesday, and then still supplementing your income with gig economy. Now, if some of you said that, I would understand. If they was like, well, go get a part-time job, which is a possibility, I would understand. But just telling people go get a job when there simply isn't enough jobs out here, unless you have some college. I don't even think bachelor's is enough nowadays. They want you to have college degrees to sell phones. To sell phones. Not everybody, I'm not saying that they won't hire you out of a college degree, but to get to the higher level positions that pay well in most jobs, even fast food, they want some sort of college, to be on the manager level or to even begin to apply for the manager level. They want you to have the college background, which to me, college just doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't. It works for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody. So gig economy solved a problem. It solved a big problem in the beginning. It gave us all the flexibility to go make money. And for me, it was great. 2017, 2018. And people tell me during the pandemic, because everybody had money, it was probably the best time in the world to drive gig economy. But that gave people false hope, I believe, because there was some people out here driving during the pandemic, making lots of money, risking their lives, but they were making lots of money, and they got used to it. They got used to the money. I wish I was out here driving. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wish I would have took the risk and been out here driving, because I was able to get money from the government, and I probably, if I wanted to, I probably could have still got that same money and still been driving and been putting that money away. But I was thinking, let me think about my health. I don't, that was my first thought, was my health. We didn't know how deadly this pandemic was. So that was my thought. I lost out on a lot of money, but I also got a lot of money from the government. And there's more grants out there. There's more grants opportunities out there. They're just harder to find. You got to really set yourself up properly, and you got to really dig. But there are some opportunities out there. But gig economy, I think particularly Uber and Lyft is it's not going to get better. Our only hope is legislation. I mean, we hope Connecticut comes around. There's going to be more strikes on Valentine's Day. I'm sure if you've been following the other gig tubers, you'll know that Valentine's Day is going to be a big strike day. And I no longer say strikes don't help, because I think strikes get the publicity from the news, if nothing else. I'm not saying it affects necessary legislation, but it gets on the news. Once it gets the attention of the news, it gets people like that New York District Attorney, and hopefully it will get the attention of some people in Connecticut that can make some moves, so we get some of these benefits from not being an employee. You know, I gotta say that this is more of a Democrat idea right now, to push this new legislation to make us employees, but we don't really want to be employees. They're not really trying to make us physical employees, but kind of have some elements of an employee. And up to so far, they're not taking away our freedoms as independent contractors, but you all know that Uber's going to spin it that way. Uber's going to try to make, oh, see, the Democrats are going to make you guys be employees. You're no longer independent contractors, so just vote no, because Uber's trying to turn you to their way of thinking, which is going to keep you broke. We need something in the middle. We need a combination of the two, where we're still independent contractors, but we have some benefits, only because Uber and Lyft is so greedy, they won't do it on their own. It's that simple. They're so greedy, they're not going to help us on their own, so we got to trick them legally to paying the drivers more because they won't do it on their own. That's basically what New York does. That's basically what California's trying to do. Places like Minnesota. I'm sure there's other states working on it. And I'm hearing even other countries are changing these things up on the Uber side. So it is some changes happening. But this is not a fight I want to be in for the next year, 2 years. It's not. I mean, I want to root for you guys that are still in the rat race, but I want to find a way out as quick as possible. If that means start my own fleet, stealing as many passengers as I can, and then going 100% private, that might be the direction I go. If that means getting out of gig work altogether, if that means going to find totally different gigs where I can do some delivery stuff, where I can still talk about it on the channel and not saturate the market, that could be highly profitable for me in two ways. It's going to get me views, and it's going to allow me the ability to make more money. You know, who knows? This company that is looking for drivers, they might have affiliate marketing program. That's right up my alley. That's right up my alley. Because if they have affiliate marketing program, I won't mind sharing the word. You know, because let's be honest, I'm not that big that everybody's going to hear about it. I'm not a rideshare professor. So if I put the word out, it's not going to saturate the market right away. You know, you may get 5 people that watch my video that live in Connecticut to say, oh, let me check this app out. So if you guys help me out, if you're in Connecticut and you know of any delivery apps that will allow you to start off low with your car, maybe move up to a minivan, then a van, maybe a Sprinter, and a box truck, and It's not gonna, you know, it can make you a few dollars more than what Uber's paying. Please let me know. Hit me in the comments. Let me know. A few of you have been doing that, but they're out of state. And unfortunately, that's not to help me, but please. Matter of fact, you know what? Even if it's not in Connecticut, let me know. Hit me up. I might do a video on it. You know, it could help somebody else in your state. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to help each other find better gigs so we can make more money. Thank you guys for your continued support. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Thank you.